Call our public hearing to order at this time. Our first item under our public hearing tonight is the reading for ordinance number 2025-01. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-01, be it ordained by the Mayor and Council of the City of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0003B022207 Alomar Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the applicant TowerCom VB LLC to grant an exception to the R2 zoning for erection of a 150-foot monopole tower and associated facilities, to amend the official zoning map for the City of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this zoning ordinance? Yes, sir. If you would, go to the podium, state your full name, please, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Mike Heisinger.
Would you spell that?
Sure. It's spelled Huizenga.
Thank you, sir.
You bet. I work for GSS Incorporated. GSS is located at 3311 109th Street in Urbandale, Iowa. I'm here this evening representing our client, TowerCom. As was read, TowerCom is proposing a 150-foot monopole telecommunication tower at 207 Alomar Street by way of variance. And of course, I'm here this evening to answer any questions that city council members may have. Certainly don't want to jump the gun, but we have developed some documents we'd love to provide to the city council if they would be willing to accept them. There were two major concerns that came up from the Planning Advisory Board. One was, what would the tower look like at this location? And one was, another question was, what would be the, or why the need for a tower at this location and this height? So we've hired a company to do photo simulations for us. And we also have not only a report from a radio frequency engineer expert, but also have him on standby to put him on speakerphone and answer any questions that the city council may have. I apologize for jumping the gun or doing things out of order. I just wanted to get that out right away, that is an option that's available.
Yeah, I'd like to see the, you say you had some
Yeah,
documents?
a couple different types of documents. First is,
Do you want, I can just pass them all down.
oh sure, these are photo simulations, and then we have a radio frequency report by an expert. I believe that we had 30 years experience. And as I mentioned, he's available on standby. Can call him if the city council would like to hear his input. Some of what I would, let me say it differently, some of my answers to questions you may have regarding the need for this tower and this location and this height would be speculation, whereas this gentleman is an expert with 30 years experience working with radio frequency.
What about the safety? We've had tornadoes in that area a couple of times.
Sure.
Can this pole stand?
All structures will fail at a certain level, a certain wind speed. There are certain, we could mitigate some of the safety concerns by engineering the tower with a fall zone. If we were to engineer the tower, it's very common. If we were to engineer the tower with a 50% fall zone in it, in other words, it would break at its 50% point were wind speeds to exceed a certain level, it would collapse upon itself, and at 50% there would be no danger of it even collapsing on any nearby structure.
So like an implosion type.
Falls on itself, yep, so just like that. Nor would it fall on the nearby road.
Would this pole be Verizon only? I see that on the...
The tower itself is being purpose-built for Verizon, but it allows for, as mandated by the city's ordinance, I believe 3 additional carriers.
Okay.
So that's the only way we're able to propose the tower by variance is if the tower were to allow for additional carriers. That's kind of our client's business model is to build these towers for companies like Verizon, T-Mobile, but they don't really recognize much revenue until other carriers come along. So they're, fingers crossed, hoping that other carriers will come along at some point in the future.
So the real benefit to us, I mean, obviously there's benefit to the property owner, but the benefit to the citizens is better cell reception.
Correct.
More reliable cell reception.
Sure. And again, I think probably if, with your blessing, we're kind of venturing into some of the areas that I'm not an expert on, so the short answer is yes, but that's also a very generic answer, that I say yes, it's to provide additional coverage and capacity to the area. But in terms of how it does that and why the need for the tower there, as I mentioned before, I'm happy to call this gentleman and put him on speaker if you'd like to ask more pointed questions about the need for the tower in this area.
I don't think I have anything more pointed than that, but
Sure.
That's the benefit, right?
Yes, better coverage, and then better capacity as well. So if, just a really easy example, let's say the tower were designed to only accommodate 100 people. If 120 people are trying to get on, it's overloaded.
Yeah.
And so there's capacity issues that are in play here as well. So it's not just to provide additional coverage to the area, but it's that to offload some of the, for lack of a better way to say it, the pressure that's on the towers that are on basically the 4 corners that surround it. So Verizon's on, I believe the tower would be just down the street. Forgive me, I'm from Des Moines, Iowa, but I'm pretty sure it's right down the street here. And then we showed the Planning Advisory Board that there's 2 towers that have Verizon on them, basically this way, and then that way, and there's a gap right in the middle there. And of course, there's quite a bit of residential development that's to the south of the area that's being proposed.
So do you have the capacity on the existing ones?
Excuse me?
The capacity on the existing ones, because there's 4 right here pretty close together.
Verizon's already on those towers.
Yeah, but you were talking about capacity. Do you have the capacity on the existing?
Again, it's to help offload it, so it's not, so Verizon's on those towers, but when you get to a certain spot in between those towers, then the coverage, it's either coverage or capacity or both. So in some spots, they just don't have the coverage that they would like because their signal's not hitting as well as they would like in that certain area. But again, I'll go back to what I suggested a couple times, that maybe the radio frequency engineer that's an expert on the subject would be better to field these questions. As I said, I'm more than happy to call him. He's on standby. He knows this meeting's taking place. He could speak to that very specifically. In fact, the report that he developed shows a lot of that detail.
That's this thing?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. But again, you probably understand it about as well as I do.
Any other questions? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-01? Yes, if you would, go right on up. Ma'am, state your full name and spell your last name for us.
Sally Beth Morris, Morris.
Thank you, Ms. Morris.
I can speak for a lot of us. We just think it's unsightly, this huge thing coming down Battlefield Parkway, and you got this big tower, and we're wanting that warm, small town feel. And that's just screaming, no, you don't have it. And I don't like it anywhere around here. Most of us would not, but especially in the historic section. And you're getting closer to the historic section. And it's what, 150 feet tall? 140? That's tall. You're going to be able to see it. And I just think we've got so much going for us, I just don't want that unsightly thing. I mean, you can't make it look any better than it is. You can't build anything around it. You can't put flowers on it. You can't grow anything on it. So it's just a bunch of metal posts sticking up in there. That's my thought. And I know a lot of people in the circle feel the same way. So, there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of this ordinance 2025-01? If you would, state your full name, spell your last name.
I'm Paula Muina, M-U-I-N-A. I'm a resident of Fort Oglethorpe on Barnhart Circle. And, I think this situation, I think there's other options. When I think about the future of Fort Oglethorpe, and I'm very confident that Verizon can find another option that where it's doesn't have to be right on the main thoroughfare in our city. So I feel confident Verizon could find another place. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Is there anyone else who would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-01? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz.
I'm sorry, can I have an opportunity to speak to those concerns or no?
Absolutely, sir, if you would.
Sure. Thank you.
Just for the record, if you would, state your full name again.
Sure. Full name is Mike Heisinger.
Thank you, sir.
Sure. There were a couple different concerns that were brought up. One was getting close to a historic district, and that was something that our client took into consideration. We know that there's a National Military Park nearby. We had what's called a balloon test done. I believe they took photos from 4 different locations. Basically, they put a balloon 150 feet in the air, and then they took 4 different locations or pictures from 4 different locations, and so saw no tower present. I have a letter here from the United States Department of the Interior stating that there's no concerns, that I have several copies of, if I could pass those on as well.
Thank you.
The second concern was about alternative solutions. And I couldn't refute that there wouldn't be alternative solutions for Verizon to be able to get their signal in the area. I guess from my standpoint, the reason we've proposed as we have is because it was our understanding we were doing so by following the city's ordinance. Although there's a variance for proposing a tower in an R2 district, the proper, it seems, maybe for lack of a better way to say it, suited to the properties that are nearby, the businesses that are nearby. We, again, tried to play by the rules as best we could, allowing for 3 or 4 carriers on the tower. In terms of a setback, we've met it by almost 3 times the city's standard. So there may be perhaps additional or alternative solutions to providing additional coverage and capacity in the area. But again, it's our sense that we used the city's ordinance as a guide for our proposal in this case.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anyone else like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-01? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2 under our public hearing tonight is a public hearing for ordinance number 2025-02. Ms. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-02, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0003C070 C070337 South Cedar Lane, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the applicant Leroy Wilson to rezone said property from an R1 zoning to an I2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-02? Yes, Leroy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Leroy Wilson, this is our grandson, Spencer Wilson. Last name spelled W-I-L-S-O-N. I did go to the planning commission this past week, and I found out there were some things that needed to be done that I did not know about or was not aware of. And it says there that the unanimous denial was because we didn't have a 30-foot setback on the south side of the property. We did get a new survey, and Spencer delivered it to the zoning, to Bobby last week. So that takes care of that objection. I don't know of any other that they had. So.
How big is it going to be? How big is the crematory going to be?
The crematory is in a 30 by 30 building that I already have there behind the office at the cemetery.
Oh, right behind where the...
Correct, where the ambulance used to be.
Okay,
It's
yeah.
that white building.
The white
The
building.
little white
Yeah.
building is where our son had the ambulance service office
yeah.
for a while.
Now, you own all that property, correct?
Yes, sir. All that cemetery and all around it, yes, sir.
Okay.
And one other thing, I happen to maybe shoot myself in the foot on this, but I got to really studying the survey that he gave me, and it says it's 238 feet from the roadway to the line where the cemetery is supposed to start. Well, that's got about 40 foot into the cemetery. The state of Georgia doesn't like that very much. It's got the cemetery you can't take away from it, you can add to it. So the drawings are going to have to be redone. That's no matter what I do, that's got to be redone as far as the property line there on that.
And so are you going to do that shortly?
I will be on it this week.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. Anybody got any questions?
I don't have any.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
It'll be
sir.
good. Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
Thank y'all very much. Thank you.
Yes.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-02? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stokes. Item number 3 in the public hearing is for ordinance number 2025-03. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-03, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0002G007-265 Patterson Avenue, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the applicant Randy Bailey to rezone said property from a C1 zoning to an I1 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-03? If you would, state your full name and spell your last name, please.
Randy Bailey, B-A-I-L-E-Y.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey.
And I'm Frank Maloney, M-A-L-O-N-E-Y.
Thanks, sir.
And he just wants to build 2 storage sheds, 2 storage units, 14 units in one and 11 in the other one, and they're 10 by 20 units. Just 9.5 foot tall, single story.
Are they on the same side as the gun shop?
Yes.
They're not
He's
other-
already got, he's got a storage, he's got a building there right now, it's called the Net,
Right.
3,600 square foot building there.
Uh-huh.
And that's what he was originally zoned to put 5 of them on that property, but it got changed and kind of caught us in zoning. Oops, sorry. So that's why he's going to do the storage units now. And that's why we're asking for the I-1 instead of the C.
Is that where the batting cage is?
Yes.
Okay.
Any other questions?
I don't have any other questions.
I don't know.
Are you going to design these and make it aesthetically pleasing
Yes.
with plants, et cetera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. That's a big concern, really. All right, great. Have you provided a drawing of, are you going to do that?
They should have them, turn them into the county. Turn them into the office there, probably, 3 months ago, roughly 3 months ago.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-03? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 4 under our public hearing tonight is a public hearing for ordinance number 2025-04. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-04, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0010C02400A, 1083 Steel Road, Rossville, Georgia, 30741, requested by the applicant, Jill Hunt, to rezone said property from an R1 zoning to an R5 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-04?
Hello, my name's Justin Hunt, H-U-N-T. This piece here is actually, I want it to be a part of the other townhomes there on Rawlings Lane. I don't know if you guys were, I don't know if you noticed they put the sign in the wrong spot. I don't know if anybody knows that or not. For some reason, it was at the roundabout there. But where Rawlings Lane is, if you go all the way to the back and turn right, you'll just keep going right. I'm going to add one more building right there on the left-hand side. I hope to get 4 front doors in the building is what I'm hoping to do. I'm going to try to do 3-bedroom units there because that seems to be what we need. There's more 3 bedrooms over there. So that's my plan. That's what I'd like to do.
1 story, 2 story,
1 story.
just like the ones in front of Steel Estates. Those 4 right there, across from the church.
Across from the church.
Yeah, right next to the entrance. I think there's, what, 4 or 5?
Yeah, to the left there.
Yeah, these will actually be just like the ones that are already in there.
Oh, okay.
They're basically identical. The very same thing. Same stone, same siding, everything will be the same.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, Mr. Hunt.
Thanks, Justin.
Is there anyone else that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-04? Mayor, doesn't appear anyone else is present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Public hearing, item number 5, am I correct, Mr. Stoltz, that has been withdrawn?
Yes, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-05 related to 309 Barnhart Circle, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, has been requested requested to be removed. The application withdrawn by Brittany Perkins and Michael McQuinn.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. That takes us to item number 6 under public hearing tonight. Public hearing for ordinance number 2025-06. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-06, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment special exception ordinance for tax parcel number 0003C0151229 Battlefield Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia 30742, requested by the owner, Prosper International Incorporated, by and through Sunny Punjani, president, so as to grant a special exception to allow the operation of a smoke shop upon said property, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Is there anyone here that would like to speak either in favor of or in opposition of ordinance number 2025-06? Mayor, doesn't appear anybody's present.
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. That does conclude the public hearing tonight. I don't want any of you folks to think at all I'm trying to run you off, but these ordinances will be voted on at our next council meeting. Council will not be voting on it tonight. So if any of you does not want to sit around for the rest of the meeting, we certainly understand it. Certainly welcome to, but just want to let you know that if you got somewhere else you need to be, it's going to be pretty lengthy, and we do have an executive session tonight. So none of these ordinances will be voted on by the council tonight. It will be at our meeting in 2 weeks. Otherwise, we're going to call our regularly scheduled council meeting to order at this time. Ms. Stoltz, if you would please call the roll.
Yes, Mayor.
Thank you.
Mayor Earl Gray.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Jim Childs.
Here.
Councilman Craig Crawford.
Here.
Council Lady Rhonda James.
Here.
Councilman Derek Rogers.
Here.
Council Lady Paula Stinney.
Here.
Mayor.
Let the record show we do have a quorum for tonight's meeting. This time we do our invocation and our pledge. Ms. James, if you would please do the invocation. Ms. Child, lead the pledge, please.
Let's pray. Lord, we thank you tonight for all our blessings. We ask that you bless us in this new year as we get started. We ask that you bless this council as we make decisions tonight that will be best for this city and its citizens. We ask especially that you keep all our employees and our police department, all of them safe as they go out. And we ask that you do all these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This time we'll set the agenda for tonight's meeting. I know we did have one withdrawal that we'll need to mention. Is there anything else, Ms. Hume?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we've requested that item number 5 under ordinances, ordinance number 2025-05, be removed at the request of the owner and applicant to withdraw the application, and item number 7 under new businesses be removed from the agenda as well. And just to clarify that item number 7 is the recommendation to procure 4 2024 Chevrolet Tahoes with police packages and to declare surplus 4 units currently in service.
Thank you, Ms. Hume. I have a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Child, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
The agenda is set. Next item on the agenda is the regular meeting minutes from our last council meeting that was held on December the 9th. If members of council have had an opportunity to review the minutes, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is ordinances. Item number 1 is ordinance number 2025-01. Mr. Stokes.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-01, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 000322207 Alomar Street, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742, requested by the applicant Towercom VB LLC to grant an exception to the R2 zoning for erection of a 150-foot monopole tower and associated facilities, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 2 under ordinances is the reading of ordinance number 2025-02. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-02, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 00030C0703337 South Cedar Lane, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742, requested by the applicant Leroy Wilson to rezone said property from an R1 zoning to an I2 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 3, reading of ordinance number 2025-03. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-03, be ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0002G007-265 Patterson Avenue, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742, requested by the applicant Randy Bailey to rezone said property from a C1 zoning to an I1 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 4 is the reading of ordinance number 2025-04. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-04, be it ordained by the mayor and council for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment ordinance for tax parcel number 0010C02400A 1083 Steel Road, Rossville, Georgia, 30741, requested by the applicant Jill Hunt to rezone said property from an R1 zone to an R5 zoning, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Item number 6, reading of ordinance number 2025-06. Mr. Stoltz.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 2025-06, be it ordained by the mayor and council of the city of Fort Oglethorpe, a zoning amendment special exception ordinance for tax parcel number 0003C0151229 Battlefield Parkway, Fort Oglethorpe, Georgia, 30742, requested by the owner Prosper International Incorporated, by and through Sonny Punjani, President, so as to grant a special exception to allow the operation of a smoke shop upon said property, to amend the official zoning map for the city of Fort Oglethorpe, to repeal conflicting ordinances and other related purposes. Mayor?
Thank you, Mr. Stoltz. Next item is new business. Item number 1, nomination of Mayor Pro Tem for 2025. Mr. Childs.
Well, since I conducted so many meetings last year, I really don't think you missed but one in 10 years. I nominate Miss Rhonda James as Mayor Pro Tem for 2025.
Second.
I have a motion and a second for Miss James to be our Mayor Pro Tem in fiscal year 2025. I meant Mr. Rogers nominating Miss James. And get it right. Did I say it right the first time?
Well, actually, Mr.
I
Stoltz
nominated.
Yeah.
He seconded.
I seconded it. Now you got it right.
I knew it didn't sound right when I said it. So we got a motion and we got a second for Miss James. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Miss James. You are our Mayor Pro Tem for 2025. Item number 2, reappointment of Winston Webb as municipal court judge. Hey, it's got my name on it. I think everybody's familiar with Judge Webb. mayor's conclusion as well as staff that we retain Judge Webb as our municipal court judge.
Make a motion.
Second, sir.
Have a motion and a second. Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Ms. Stinnett. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Webb will be our municipal court judge for 2025.
Mr. Mayor, if I may, Judge Webb did extend his apologies. He is not able to be here tonight. That sort of happened at the last minute, but I'm sure he will be very happy to know this.
Would have been a good time to got rid of him, wouldn't it?
That's good.
He wouldn't even know it, would he?
It'd be an awkward conversation tomorrow.
All righty. Item number 3, recommendation to set candidate qualifying fees for the 2025 election. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The official code of Georgia states that the City of Fort Oglethorpe Mayor and Council set up qualifying fees for upcoming elections. In 2025, the city will hold an election for 3 offices: Ward 2 council member, Ward 3 council member, and Ward 5 council member. In accordance with state law, the fees are 3% of the gross total salary of the office paid in 2024. Each council member's 2024 salary was $8,500, and therefore the qualifying fees for 2025 will be $255 for each of the 3 wards. The fees will be published per state law and those requirements, and the qualifying fees are paid by the candidate running for the office.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion?
Can you lower that percent?
It's state law.
We'll take up the lady.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 4, recommendation to renew the city's membership with Catoosa County Chamber of Commerce. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The City of Fort Oglethorpe has long been a member of the Catoosa County Chamber of Commerce, and this item would renew the city's membership for 2025 in the amount of $5,250. That money would come out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion?
Yeah, could we get Ms. Jackson to come in and give us an overview of what we'll be getting for our money? I know she's got all that information already, but
Absolutely.
I'd like for everybody to hear it because we hadn't heard it in a while, I don't think.
Would you like for that to happen in a workshop or at the meeting?
Either way, I'm
Okay.
just
You got it.
curious.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Yeah. Yep.
Item number 5, recommendation to execute an engagement letter for auditing services for 2024 year. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The City of Fort Oglethorpe's audit is due to the state of Georgia each year in June. Estes and Walcott, a certified CPA firm, they're conducting this year's audit as they did the last 2 years. The city engaged them in 2022 after a proposal process. It's expected that the cost of these services for the 2024 fiscal year will be in the amount of $26,200. If, however, a single audit for federal funds is determined to be necessary, that cost would increase by $3,200. But a single audit is not expected for the 2024 fiscal year, but could be required in later years, The cost of this audit services will be split between the general fund in the amount of 62% or $18,228 and the water and sewer fund in the amount of 38% or $11,172.
Thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Ms. James, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 6, recommendation to award a contract for replacement of restroom flooring in Gilbert Stevenson Park and Arlene Crye Municipal Pool Complex. Ms. Hughes.
Thank you. The restroom flooring at the pavilion at the playground at Gilbert Stevenson Park is cracking, and the restroom flooring at the Arlene Crye Municipal Pool is deteriorating and has become a safety hazard with all those wet kids running around. If approved, epoxy flooring with an anti-slip coating will be installed in all the restrooms and will be completed by the spring of 2025. Quotes were solicited from 3 vendors, and Crete Star Custom Concrete Services submitted the lowest bid in the amount of $36,250, and that will be coming out of the SPLOST fund if approved.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Make a motion.
Second, sir.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Ms. Stennett. Any discussion?
Yeah, what type of floor is in the bathroom at the pool? I can't remember.
I think it's just concrete, isn't it?
Old
Is it just concrete?
That was there when I swam.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, no, it wasn't, because that's a new building, isn't it? I mean, at the pool.
It's painted
Yeah.
epoxy, I think, if I remember right.
Yeah, 'cause that floor is what, how old?
It was re-epoxy probably 5 or 6 years ago.
Tony, do you have any information about that? It's a pretty old flooring, and the flooring in the pool has worn down a
Is it-
lot because of the traffic in the summer.
Same kind of floor going down, back down?
It's,
No, it won't be the same.
it's an anti-slip coating, so
Right.
the kids won't.
Got it.
I was just
And
curious.
is it all is it the one near the playground, the one in
It's
the
all
back?
three.
All through bathroom?
So the one at the big pavilion, the one at the pool, and then the one up by the Gilbert Stevenson
Yeah.
playground.
Okay.
Oh, all right, good deal.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 8, recommendation to renew an annual contract for the Power DMS Document Management System. Ms. Hugh.
Thank you. In October of 2021, the Fort Oglethorpe City Council approved the procurement of Power DMS, a policy and compliance management platform that allows the users to create, edit, and organize and distribute content from a secure cloud-based site. The system allows an organized list of the required standards and the ability to attach proofs of compliance with the Georgia Association of the Chiefs of Police certification standards. This system also has the ability to create and track and train on and record online training. And there's also the capacity to attach videos and PowerPoint presentations to training courses. If this renewal is approved, the police department will be able to continue the use of that software platform for the policy and training documentation, as well as for the completion of the state certification application process. Power DMS is the only provider of this system, and it's a cloud-based software platform that combines all of those things I just listed and electronically links and alerts the user when a change may impact compliance in the police field. If approved, that contract will expire January 10th, 2026, and it would be $9,198.72 coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Childs, second by Mr. Rogers. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 9, recommendation to renew an annual agreement for a records management system, annual license and maintenance for intergovernmental public safety software. Ms. Hugh.
Thank you. In 2021, the City of Fort Oglethorpe entered into an intergovernmental agreement with Catoosa County and the City of Ringgold for the Central Square Records Management System. And it's a comprehensive system that's used by the 911 Dispatch Center in Catoosa County, and it's shared by first responders and law enforcement agencies for computer-aided dispatch and record keeping. Central Square system enhances the safety of all emergency personnel and the public, and it reduces response times, and it allows us all to be on one platform working together. If approved, this renewal will include 27 license and maintenance fees for the one-year agreement and would expire on December 31st, 2025. And it would be $40,734.90 coming out of the SPLOST fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
Motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Rogers, second by Mr. Childs. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 10, recommendation to renew a radio system contract. Ms. Hugh.
Thank you. The City of Fort Oglethorpe Police Department uses 69 portable and in-car police radios. Those units are also used by the Catoosa County 911 Dispatch Center and other first responder agencies for communications. Having that same radio system across the county enhances that safety of emergency personnel as well, just like the previous item, and the public, and it reduces those response times. This is an agreement with Catoosa County in the amount of $8,321.40 coming out of the general fund.
Thank you, Ms. Hune. I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stennett, second by Ms. James. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item number 11, requested approval of a special permit to hold Thursday programming at the Welcome Center. Ms. Hearn.
Mayor and council members, thank you so much for hearing us. My name is Amanda Hearn. I don't know if you need me to spell it, but it's H-E-A-R-N. And I am the secretary for the Post nonprofit. And I'm here to ask for the approval of this special events permit.
Thank you, Ms. Hearn. I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Crawford. Any discussion?
I assume all these are Thursday nights, these dates?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks good.
And just, we are going to have the post board come before us at the end of February, and they'll talk a little bit more about these events as well, but it will be every Thursday night from now until, I believe it was the end of the year, or is it every, okay.
Is there a cost?
We're hoping that per event, the cost may differ. And we'd also like to hold raffles, so there will be different things that we would charge for.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you all.
Motion carries
You're
unanimous.
welcome.
Item number 12, requested approval of a special event permit to hold the Chickamauga Battlefield Marathon Races. Michael.
ETPF Flowers, that. Mike Leary, Leary, 45 years. The request from for the Chickamauga Battlefield Races on November 8th, 2025. This will be the 45th annual, making it by far the most seasoned endurance event in the region. On behalf of the Chattanooga Track Club, I'm requesting the permit to be approved. Just to give you a little glimpse into some of the numbers, I'll be the race director again this year. Jenny Burrs, who's been a long time working with me, she will continue to be working with me as well for this year as well. Last year, 2024, we had 1,650 registered participants from 41 states, 3 countries. Over 50% of the population was from over 80 miles away, translated hotels, meals, entertainment. Thanks to over 150 volunteers, thousands of volunteer hours, and local support, first responders, we produce a one-of-a-kind event. It is well rated. Last year, the half marathon was awarded the best half marathon in Georgia. The half marathon in 2025 has been awarded the Southern Regional Championship event. So we'll have the marathon, the half marathon, 5K, as well as the junior marathon. We have new website, new registration system. A lot of the stuff that we did last year is in place, so it puts us in a good position to hit the ground running here in the next couple of weeks and get ahead. And I'll be grossly disappointed if we don't do 2,000 attendees this year. Beyond the numbers, more importantly, what the volunteers and first responders provide is an environment to create a memory for thousands of people who work years, days, months to be able to run their event and make a memory for themselves. It is our job to create that memory, and we appreciate the opportunity to do it again in 2025.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you, sir.
Veteran and Citizen Council will be there working with you again this year. We'll be there, VCC will be there working with you again this year.
Mr. Leary, I just want to say, I know that losing Michelle Sledge was a big loss, you know, having her be the liaison last year, but by all accounts, nobody missed a beat. You did a wonderful job last year, so we're glad to be working with you again.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
I have a motion to approve.
So moved, sir.
Second.
Motion by Ms. Stinnett, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. City Manager's report, Ms. Hughes.
Okay, I have a few things. First of all, Happy New Year. And so we'll start with the not so fun stuff, or the boring administrative stuff first. We have some new security procedures in place at the court. And those went into effect this first court session about a week ago in January. And it will ensure that everybody involved is safe in the court, coming into the court. I won't go through everything, but there is a new dress code and restrictions on what may be allowed into the courtroom, and there are metal detection devices at the doors of the court, and we're doing that to keep all of the court attendees safe, the attorney safe, the staff safe, and the police is doing a great job making sure that's happening, as is the court staff. For a complete list of the new security measures, please visit fortogov.com. The city will be closed next Monday, January 20th, in observance of Martin Luther King Jr. Day. And I'm going to say one more thing, but first I'm going to turn it over to Bobby and Taylor to announce our Light Up Fort O winner. This just in, Light Up Fort O winner. Who will be our picture in the calendar next year?
Will be the December cover photo. Will be December photo for Light Up Fort O is LaVon Flanders of Ridge Lake Circle in Fort Oglethorpe.
Congratulations.
Yeah, very good job.
Yay. And thank you to everyone who submitted. We were happy to be able to choose from a list of finalists tonight, so that was great. And last but not least, a big thank you from the city of Fort Oglethorpe. Now that the snow is over, Snowmageddon has ended, I want to take a moment to express our heartfelt gratitude to our amazing citizens. You all listened. You kept each other safe. You kept yourselves safe. You stayed off the road. You paid attention to the alerts. We only saw 3 minor car accidents over the entire weekend, and and Public Works Department didn't get called out Friday night. They only got called out for a brief period of time on Saturday night to address some icy spots. So the citizens care for each other and themselves and listen to those warnings made a huge difference. To our Public Works Department, you all did a fantastic job. You kept the roads clear and safe. You acted quickly when just the one closure was needed and when some spots needed to be addressed. So we really appreciate everything that you did. To our city staff, those of you the 4 of you who reported on Friday, and to those of you who answered the phone, just because you weren't here doesn't mean you weren't working. Your commitment to keeping the city open and operational so that if people needed to call, they could, is commendable. You allowed us to be able to offer those essential services without interruption. The police department did a great job patrolling the roads. And shout out to the Public Utilities Department on Saturday morning when it was stupid cold. They were out there fixing a water main break. So everybody did a wonderful job this weekend. We made it safely through Snowmageddon 2025. Thank you, Public Works and everybody else, and you all did a great job. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Hugh. Mayor and council comments. Just kind of tag on to what Ms. Hugh said. You know, when Mother Nature deals us a bad hand, we respond pretty well. It's because of the great employees that we got. So thank you guys for the job that you did. Thank you to you citizens that were smart enough to stay home Friday. And I guess we can say we're off to a brand new year here in the city. We look forward to seeing more people at our meetings, seeing you out at our events, and hopefully 2025 be greater than 2024 was. Ms. Chop.
Just to discuss a little what you said, thank you for all the directors. They come down our street Friday night at 8 o'clock. The neighbors got out there and started clapping. But anyway, thank you, Jeff, to you and your group. Thanks for all the directors and what they did during this time, because it was, I mean, we got about, what, 5 inches of snow and a lot of ice. So kudos to the city of Fort O and all the employees. Thank you very much.
Mr. Crawford.
Yeah, I mean, I'll echo that. Thank you to all the directors for all the work that they put in. I know it was a team effort, but I can't say that the kids in my household were clapping whenever they went down Gaddis. They were kind of booing a little bit because it took away the slopes, you know what I mean? But I know the adults were happy. It's great to see everybody come together, especially the start of the new year and then into the snow and everything. And then congratulations to all the new elected officials that we'll be working with and throughout the state and the county. And Jeff, congratulations, and the country. You know, it's a good time. And also just keep the people in California in your thoughts and prayers right now, the firefighters, the people losing their property, and everybody out there that they can get those fires under control. And I'll just end it with if anybody has Netflix or whatever during this cold weather, try to pull up that 6888. It's a good movie that is based out of Fort Oglethorpe, some of the training there, and I think Ms. Hearn's probably got an exhibit there at the Welcome Center that you can go in and look at. It's a very good watch. So and makes you feel proud of your community. So anyway.
Hey, Craig?
Yes, sir.
One thing we're going to try to do as opposed is we're going to try to do a one-time screening of that movie.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
About that in the next 30 days. It'll probably be somewhere in April.
Awesome. Good deal. Good deal. Yep. So that's it, Mr. Mayor.
Mr. Rogers.
Yeah, thanks, Jeff, and your team for all y'all did during the snow event. It was fantastic. And shout out to Misty. She happens to live too close, so she worked all day Friday, right?
Too close. We had a great time. We had so much fun. You're good.
She was close enough to walk to work. So, yeah, thank you for all y'all did. It was fantastic. And happy 2025. It's hard to believe, 2025.
Ms. James.
Happy New Year, and thanks to all the staff. And don't forget skating. Winter skating is through January 31st, Tuesday through Sunday, 3 to 8. Was that right? 3
That's
to 8?
right. I mean, sounds good. Yes,
Sounds right.
Taylor says yes.
Ms. Stinney.
Yes, sir. Well, first thing, the Veteran and Citizen Council is encouraging everyone to come join us. Our first meeting in 2025 is in February, so keep check on Facebook for those meeting announcements. And we really enjoyed our meeting at the Welcome Center that we had last year. We hope to be doing a lot more things at the Welcome Center this year. So put us in, Coach, whatever you need. Next, 6888 movie. Don't forget to see it on Netflix. And if you go to Lincoln Penny Films, you'll see a great trailer. And the first thing the lady says is it all started here in Fort Oglethorpe. So I think 2025 is going to be an exciting year. Thanks to all the employees who worked so hard last year. And we look forward to working with you again in 2025. Back to you, sir.
Next item on the agenda is executive session. I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
Motion.
Second. Hello. Sorry. Second.
I don't want to go.
I really want to.
Yeah.
I guess we're not.
All in favor,
Wait, can we go home?
Aye.
This council is in executive session. Have a motion to come out of executive session.
Motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Crawford, second by Mr. Childs. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are out of executive session. In executive session, we discussed real estate and personnel. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion. Second.
Have a motion, second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned.